Hello, welcome back. Fideuà. That's how they call it in Spain. Fideuà, which means pasta paella. Easy to make. This one I'm going to prepare with shrimp. You could have done it with scallops, chicken, beef, squids, which is a perfect idea. But I went with the shrimp. Fideuà, you heard me. Pasta paella, one of the most delicious paella you can have. So go nowhere, let's have some fun, let's create. So here are the ingredients. I have some sea salt, small paprika. I'm going to be using some saffron. This is from Spain, this particular one. And I'm just going to use a little bunch. I'm going to have about 1/5 of an onion. I'm going to chop into small, tiny pieces. I have some garlic. You can use couple teeth. I'm going to use 4 because I like garlic. What I'm going to do, I'm going to mince about 3 of the teeth into, I'm going to complete mince. While the 4 teeth are going to cut into tiny pieces. The minced one is what I call the hidden flavor. But the other one, I want a little bit of chunks, small chunks, so I can taste it. I have a tomato. And this one I'm not going to grate because the way I'm going to be cooking this one actually going to cut into tiny pieces. I also have some shrimp. And of course the extra virgin olive oil. And I have a green bell pepper. I also have some spaghetti, and this is what they call the number 3, size number 3, which is the thin spaghetti. You can use, I think, the number 4, if I'm not mistaken, but it had to be spaghetti. You can use angel hair, I think that's number 1. And what you do is you break it into 1 to perhaps 2 inches. See, I broke them into pieces. I'm actually going to steam in this pot the shrimp. You don't have to do this part. The important thing is that you have to clean them. But I want to steam them because what it does is it makes it easy for me to clean them. And I'm going to add kind of half of the bell green pepper. I like the long one. And I'm going to put it there. And I'm going to steam it together. And I'm going to cover the pot so it can steam pretty good. So I'm going to get a bunch of the saffron. And what I'm going to do with this, and you don't have to do it, you can actually put it straight up. But I'm going to smash it until it becomes somewhat of a powder. Not fully, you don't have to do it completely, but enough, That should be good. So, very hot heat. I have a pan. I guess you could have used a paella one depending on how many people you were going to cook for. But I'm only cooking for me. So you put some extra virgin olive oil. And what you do is you grab the pasta and you fry. I say for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. No longer than that. Once again, you fry the pasta. It's been about 2 minutes. See how dark it got? Let me get it out here and transfer to this container. Hot heat. You're going to add extra virgin olive oil. It's a generous amount. That's good. Now, first thing, the onions. See how I chop them? Ooh, that already smells good. Move that around. Add the garlic. Now what I did is I minced it, but I have one of the teeth that kind of leave in little tiny chunks, thin but chunky, minced and cut. This is the hidden flavor. This is the one I'm going to be tasting. Add it there. And move things around a little bit so everything starts. And I have the heat at medium high, so this pot is hot. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the paprika, a tablespoon. There is some dark color. Taste. The tomatoes, see how I cut them? Come to move this around for a couple minutes. See the dark looking color, how beautiful. Oh yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Now I'm going to add some water, but it has to be kind of the ratio with this, with the spaghetti. And you know what? Instead of just using water from the stove, I'm going to use the one that was using to steam the shrimp, because this water is already hot. The hot water reduce the amount of time of cooking. I think that looks pretty good in size. If I need to add more, I need to add more. Let me move it around. And what I'm going to do now, you remember the saffron? I'm going to add it here on top of the water. You cannot cook paella without saffron. You really can't. That's one of the most important ingredients. And I'm going to move it around so the saffron mix, add that extra little beautiful color. Let me put a little bit of salt. I don't want it salty, so I put a little, to my taste. Let me move it a little bit, just a little bit. Hopefully I have enough water. One way to find out, huh? Let me start adding the pasta. So you have to have enough water to cook this pasta. And what you do is you try to move it to cover the pot, and I think I have enough. I can imagine back in the day, the poor people in Spain, they actually turn out to make the most delicious meals. I'm adding more water. You see, it's just a little bit more. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see. Just a tiny bit. What do you think? Tiny bit? Tiny bit. That's sufficient. Now, I'm going to move it once to make sure the entire thing is covered and that the tomatoes are well distributed. But after that, you're not going to move it anymore. You're just going to let it cook. And it's going to take pretty much what it takes to cook pasta. That's about 5 minutes. Between 5 to 7 minutes, based on the type of pasta I'm using, which is the number 3, what they call thin spaghetti. Yeah. So I say between 5 to 7 minutes. I have not forgotten the shrimp because I steamed them. I don't want to put them there too soon, but I'm going to do it now. See that dark, beautiful color? These are the flavors. It's been a minute. Let me put another 4. Let it cook. See what happens. So it's been about 3 minutes. You remember that green pepper that was steaming? See how soft it is? I'm going to put it here too. And I'm going to let it ride the last few minutes with it. It's been 5 minutes, it's almost done. I'm going to let it run for another minute. But what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to move the shrimp because I want it to look pretty. So I'm going to turn the shrimp around. So those last 2 minutes, it cooks on the, the color. I'm going to leave it for another minute or so. Let me lower the heat a little bit to low medium. The idea here is that you want the water to drain. When the water drains, then it's ready. And this water is almost drained completely. So let me move it out here. Yeah. The water is drained. It's drained. See how beautiful it is? So it's ready. That's what I'm moving it to get it out. See how the water is drained already? So let me get it out here and show you how to serve it.